The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 28th day of February, 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Madquals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Maya Palacio, and Teo will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in his news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. MP, how you doing?
I'm feeling good this morning. Happy to be on as a co-host. Hope you treat me well.
I only have intentions to treat you well. And it's usually the other way around, so now that you're here for the whole hour, I guess I can't do a joke because I don't want to see you moping around angry the rest of the show. Yeah.
Thank you. That's right. I appreciate that.
See, wow, hold on. Never mind. That wasn't a compliment. It just hit me. That wasn't a compliment, folks. That she wasn't doing anything cool, complimenting me or anything.
It was half and half. A little bit of compliment, a little bit of, thank God.
All right. Good morning to you as well, Ms. Farah Palacio. And folks, great to have Maya here. I think when Maya here, she does all the heavy lifting. I love it. They won't know what I'm talking about, but Suzanne Ingham says, "Happy Wednesday, Jamel and Maya. Yes, treat Maya well." What are you talking? Have I never treated her well? She's the one that roughs me up. Let's be clear. Anyway, I see how people have their bias in this space right now, but
because they know how you treat me when it comes to the jokes. They know you don't want me to be in here for the jokes. That you always bring me in here. It's against my will, people. It's against my will.
Wow. Okay. I mean, yesterday's joke was funny, even though y'all didn't laugh. It was funny. I laughed. Yeah. See,
I breathed heavily under my nose. It was like,
And then you probably went backstage and was cracking up. But I mean, no, it didn't happen.
No, I don't have time for that.
All right. Well, anyway, greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. We're welcoming Ciera Fox onto the show for what we're going to be discussing, the Technology Leadership Forum. So actually, we're gonna have a discussion about technology too. But the Daily Play is music today. So we're going to test Maya's knowledge today, right? We're going to test her history of it, not too long before she was born, but before she was born. So we're going to see how much she knows, because she's from the arts. She's very good with this stuff. So we're going to
I normally get music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you might have this one. I'll leave it at that. But if anyone so happens to get it before Maya, then we will, enter you. You'll be eligible for the draw.
Like you're bringing up my competitive side.
Yeah, I love that. I love that because she likes it. That's how she does on the Daily Play. Yeah, she like blocking and so on. So, folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website, dailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. And wow, really fair. She says the jokes are abuse enough. Wow, okay. You know what? Just for that, you're getting a funny one when Teo comes in. Yep. And Teo, you better show up for the news, boy. But yeah, we're gonna do one when Teo comes in, and
great.
Just because he didn't find it funny either. So thank you.
Maybe I should file this under that business thing that they have to do March 1st, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Injuries on the job. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Suzanne says you treat her well all the time. I like the jokes. See, she likes the jokes. Yeah, she likes them. So we've got somebody. Anyway, let's jump into today's conversation, folks. as I said, we have Ciera Fox coming on, Technology Leadership Forum, and it's only right we speak about technology. Question of the morning is very straightforward, and don't laugh like others have when we said it, but how do you believe artificial intelligence and technology, wait for it, can improve the functioning of government? How do you believe technology, new technology, artificial intelligence can improve the functioning of government? But before you answer that, because there's a lot of people, I think Farah Palacio said in the comments the other day she doesn't like AI. So I think that's a valid question. Do you support the use of artificial intelligence? Yes or no? And I think that's a very broad question, because artificial intelligence is not this one type thing. It's very broad, and it can benefit us personally and professionally in so many ways, right? But I think we should start with that. Do you even support the use of artificial intelligence? Now, should I go first, or you want to just say yes or no, mind?
I mean, I'm going to say yes, because even if you might not know it, or what you might even think artificial intelligence is, which is a question we'll definitely be asking our guests, you still kind of use it with your Siri. If you talk to your phone all the time, or if you're on a bus out in the States and it says next up, like, all those types of voices as well that tell us things that we ask questions about, that's AI right there. And it's the smallest form. But yeah, it's only going to keep growing. So if you're using it, technically you kind of are supporting it.
Yeah. I thank you. And I think you broke it down. That's the explanation I was actually going to share. It's like, I think we think AI is this big evil thing, but we've already benefited from it. It's literally Siri on your phone. That's AI. That's a form of artificial intelligence. But I think what you have now is someone can take Maya's voice and literally create something and make it seem like Maya said something. That's like anything. It's AI using it at its worst, right? So I think I'm a fan of it when it comes to using it for good, right? Obviously, good subjective based on what you believe, but you get my point. Suzanne Ingham says, I'm not a fan of, I'm not an AI fan, she says. So, yeah, she says no. Sloan Johnson says, use of AI, yes, I support, but caveat, to a certain extent. Yeah, to a certain extent. Farah Palacio says, when it comes to the creative arts, I do not like it. What do you mean? When it comes to the creative arts, you don't like it? Like, so for instance, I just learned I sent Maya something yesterday morning regarding AI on WhatsApp, and she sent me the same thing via Instagram, folks. Like, crazy, right? I'm like, I sent you that via WhatsApp, like whatever. Anyway, but in that thing I sent, Canva is considered AI, right? Because now you don't need to be an expert at Photoshop and creative like graphic artists to do stuff. You can actually go in using Canva, and that's AI. People don't think of it like that, right? So it does impact creative arts in a way. I don't know. Let us know. Misha Fabula says, in theory, yes, depends on the intended application, though. Stacey Ann Brown says, I think AI is equally good and bad. Teo Dill says, AI is an extraordinary life-changing tool, but it all comes down to the purpose and method of its use. Maya, can you explain who Siri is? Suzanne Ingham says, I don't talk to Siri. Who's Siri?
Okay, so if you have an iPhone and you go, hey, Siri, it's the little voice that chimes back and goes, and wants to have that communication with you, and you ask it questions. So my Siri just answered me just now because I said, hey, Siri.
You said her name. Wow.
Yeah, I said, even though I changed my Siri to be a guy. So you can do that too. But yeah, so, and, what's the, oh my gosh, the more popular one, Alexa as well. If you don't know Siri is Alexa's one. If you have an Apple Pod or anything at home that you talk to that communicates back with you, that's what it is. Kind
of nosy, if you ask me. I mean, we're having a conversation about her, and she just chimed in the conversation just now. Like,
I did command her.
I guess.
Him.
Yeah. Well, she sounded like she answered. Sounded like she. Rizalda Severin says yes, as long as it is used ethically. So let's delve into the conversation now. So we've had some challenges with government, right? One of the things that stands out to me is the amount of people who have complained about the passport situation. Could AI and technology improve the passport situation? Another thing is the estates. Like, people are going to government to get things done. And I don't like to criticize the civil service. I speak to a lot of people in the civil service who actually work hard, but I do know of even more who don't. And it's like a free ride. So I understand the criticism of civil servants and government workers. I'm not a fan of it because, it's like we shouldn't be blaming everyone for a few. That said, if I'm not mistaken, the premier mentioned implementing AI during his budget to, help improve things, right? Which will require less people. So the question of the morning, folks, is how do you believe artificial intelligence and technology can improve the functioning of the government of Bermuda? How do you believe artificial intelligence and technology can improve the functioning of the government? That's your question.
Can I say this? Like, before we even talk about what the government can do with it, my main issue when it comes to implementing new things in Bermuda is the laws that surround it. So before that's like something that gets like really pushed in and this is what's going to happen, there obviously needs to be some really strategic laws when it comes to AI. Like everyone was saying, like maybe if it does take over some sort of jobs or whatever, is there going to be placement for others? Especially when it comes to, let's be honest, like sexual exploitation. There's been a lot in the news about like, the people putting faces of celebrities or different bodies on very inappropriate content, and it could be done to all other sorts of things, and you could make people do things or make it look like it is when it isn't. So it's a very like slippery slope as well, and there's going to be people who use it for the good, to benefit those who actually really need it, like even persons with disabilities, or need it for like specific reasons, and then others who are going to use it for bad, like we know there are in the world, because with anything good they're going to switch into something bad for things like that. So laws, number one.
Laws. Maya says laws. It can improve our laws. How could it improve something like the pothole situation? You feel me? Like, think of what are some of Bermuda's greatest challenges now. Could AI help with crime? I know, Maya, you've spoken about CCTV many times over the last year, particularly since the tragic death of Marco Warren. Can AI help us with our safety and crime? What about education? Is it a threat to education, or can it help us with our education? Tourism-wise, can AI help us improve our offerings in tourism? I think we sometimes think AI and we think job loss, right? But what are your thoughts, audience? How can AI and technology improve the functioning of government? Like, what are your concerns when it comes to government, and how can it improve it? Sloan Johnson, she says, finally going paperless and moving all forms online. Well, it's interesting she says this. You know what I think of? Now, I know some people said that you can go online to fill out immigration forms when coming to Bermuda, I believe. I mean, we don't. But can you do that with the duty form? Like, can you do all of that via online now? Because that would be something I'd be a big fan of. But definitely the customs forms would be an online thing where you can actually prepay for your duty and stuff. That, to me, I would love to see that. So for me, I would love to be able to fill out my duty stuff online, even submit my receipts, right, to match everything. Hear me out, Maya. Hear me out.
I hear you.
Because I know some people gonna be like, well, what about the people at the airport? Well, they already have the machines there. You can do it at the machine. So why not just say, Maya Palacio is traveling to Bermuda tomorrow, right? Maya, you're traveling to Bermuda tomorrow. You just want to pick up your bags, go through a machine, and leave, right? You don't want to have to stand in a line, pay, or whatever. So you're allowed to put your duty, do it all online, fill out your duty sheet. You share your receipts. Now you're matching your receipts to it. So it's not like you're just putting it. They can see the receipts, but also you can pay on there. And then once you arrive to Bermuda, you scan your passport, your bag goes through a machine, make sure you have no weapons or drugs, and you leave. To me, that's AI done well. That's a functioning government improving something in Bermuda. What are your thoughts on that?
I can agree to that. And because you brought up that mention that yes, there's ATM machines right there as well. And again, people who don't want to use that don't have to, but it does streamline it better for people who like yourself, who might be tech savvy, business friendly, or even like if you have a ton of family with you, getting that done out of the way, that'll be an easy load off your shoulders. And you wouldn't always have to keep all the receipts. You could take a picture of them and just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And so I agree to that sentiment that, yeah, that would be a great use of AI. And when I was thinking, like you said, the potholes, I'm like, that email that we're all sending emails to, wouldn't it be a nice way to, I don't know how they're streamlining it, but like whoever's tracking those emails, it would be nice to have it all organized with like, oh, this has been mentioned 10 times, this one has been mentioned 50 times, things like that, like the most priority. And if people send pictures through, there's pictures of it, everything right there to just categorize it nicely for the ministry.
Yeah. We're making progress. Audience, what are your thoughts? You're quiet this morning. How do you believe artificial intelligence and technology can improve the functioning of the government? You've heard Maya just get the potholes. You heard Maya, myself. I said, from a customs standpoint, we can do it. There's some ways. There's some things we can use AI to improve. Now, Suzanne Ingham says, I don't think AI can overtake jobs that our people need. So let's use, I feel like technology is always going to create jobs for people. So I get your point, but I don't think that should be it. I think this is where AI and education comes in. And I always quote this, Steve Perry. We should be preparing children for jobs that don't yet exist. So learn the technology that the AI actually does, right? If we teach people to learn the technology, because technology only lasts so long, it needs upkeep. It needs to be, someone needs to oversee it. It still needs human action, right? So I say it's not about eliminating jobs, it's about changing skill set or evolving skill set. Kia Renee BA says, yes, but depends on the intent behind using AI. In the wrong hands, it can be used against people. A knife can cut vegetables. It can be used to hurt someone. Yeah. Misha Fabla says, can reduce the time a human needs to spend on completing repetitive administrative tasks, e.g. document review, automated entry into information systems. Yeah, so again, instead of like waiting on the registrar or the immigration folks to pass a passport and look at all your information, just scan that into a system and boom. No.
Like, I think it could be a useful tool. Like, I understand like the worries or concerns about AI. I have them too. But if you implement it right, you can get things done a lot faster in the work that you're already doing, which can make it better for other people. Like, especially if you're someone who like always has to go to the ministry for something, if you can make that way faster and help out 10 times more people that you could in a day than normal, I think that's a benefit.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's about making things, streamlining things to make it easier for the overall community, right? Constant improvement, right? Misha Fabula says computer vision on a drone could help with cataloging potholes. So interesting, computer vision on a drone. So going out, capture, like, is that like Google? Is that like Google Maps? Not Google Maps, Google Earth, like computer vision. Help me out.
I couldn't. I'm gonna let Misha explain that one a little bit further, but I mean, he's in the party that's up there now. It's something that he could definitely help to implement or help to put in there. You can let us know, Mr. Fabula, if that's something that's already there, working on it, or can be a good idea.
Indeed. Charles A. Shops II says we don't need AI to do that. Jamal, just a progressive government. AI to do what?
I think maybe a customs idea.
Oh, well, I mean, he's not lying. Michael Daniels says AI can significantly improve the time that it takes to complete tasks. Indeed. Polly Rich says, quiet because don't know much about AI, listening to learn, understand. Anika D. Shields says technology to integrate all info across government departments. Unpaid parking tickets should prevent the vehicle license renewal. Government needs funds, build efficiencies. Yeah. Master Edmund Johnson says, just remember there's a difference between automated AI and generative AI, but we have been using a form of AI for years. Spelled no, I think he's got the spelling correct. Yeah, and I think that's what Maya started with when she was speaking about Siri. Like that's a form of AI, right? But there's going to be other forms of AI that come before us too. I think AI scares us because of how people have used it. You know, I understand the concerns, Maya, with people thinking that technology is going to, take over jobs. I remember years ago when I was working at the airport and I was a baggage handler, and people were fearing that, oh, they're not going to need baggage handlers anymore. Machines are going to be moving bags and so on. Maya, when I used to go to the airports today, don't you still see baggage handlers? And even the ones that don't necessarily require the baggage handler, they have people operating the systems to put the bags on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think we should fear technology. I think we need to embrace it and evolve with it, regardless of age. Regardless of age, I want to speak about Canva. Someone mentioned Canva earlier, but what happens with Canva is before everyone needed to hire a graphic artist. Now, no one necessarily needs to. They can literally go on Canva, create their own, right? From scratch, like just get the dimensions they need and create their own. So I think that's where graphic artists need to be a bit more, finding ways to sell themselves and stay relevant. There's always going to be challenges, right?
Yeah, now the challenge with Canva actually is that people can just tell that it's Canva. And for some businesses, some people out there, it just looks a bit tacky because if you don't really know how to push a product properly and make that Canva work for the certain business, it's not going to look as good as you expect it to if you're just having anyone willy-nilly go on there. So that's where, creative vision and creativity is still needed in order to make it adapt to something that, looks more professional.
Yeah, indeed. Here, Vinay BDA says, yes, I agree with Maya. I've used AI for productivity and to save time doing tasks. For example, using AI in video editing. Out of Severin says to still need to understand design principles for Canva to be used at its best. Indeed.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly what I just said. See.
Indeed. Yeah, I've seen some things made on Canva, and I was just like, did you look at this the same way most eyes would? And yeah. Anyway, let's bring Teo Dill in for the Daily Hour News Break. Keep your comments coming. We have Ciera Fox coming on from the Technology Leadership Forum, where we'll be discussing the Technology Leadership Forum. Stick with us. Teo Dills with your news break.
Good morning, family. Good to see you. Hey, Jay. Hey, Maya.
Hey.
One thing that I would just contribute.
You're cutting out, Teo. Your audio is really going in and out.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Is this better?
Yeah,
That's
and
better.
then you're
okay.
sideways, not looking at us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of tech issues today.
All right. Is that better?
Not really, but AI can help fix that one day. I hope.
I think so. Okay. So, are you guys familiar with the UK post office scandal?
Mm-mm.
I'm not.
All right. It is a huge deal that is likely to contribute that much more to the collapse of the Conservatives. Basically, about 15 years ago, a new IT system was introduced to post offices all across the UK. That IT system was incredibly buggy. And the consequences of that were about 900 people were jailed because the system said that they had stolen money when they had it. It was just a bug, right? And then thousands of others were financially decimated because the system said at the end of the month, you owe £35,000. And they say, well, I don't. And they said, well, check the system. And the system says you do. And as a consequence of that, these people lost their houses, lost all their savings. Some people killed themselves as a result of the shame, right? Like, in the UK, they got the small town post offices. They're upstanding members of the community, right? And then everybody knows, you've been stealing for years when they totally haven't been. So now the settlement, it's finally been identified that this is that this was not their fault. This is not a problem. The settlement's going to be in the billions for the UK, and is never going to provide true justice to the people that ended their lives over these false accusations. So I say all that to say, AI conceptually is an extraordinary tool. However, if you don't get it right, you can blow up part of the world very, very easily.
Yeah. In the wrong hands, it could be very destructive, right?
Yeah. So
how
anyway,
disheartening that people didn't believe them.
Yeah.
well, no, for years, Maya, all this started happening in like the early 2000s. It's just in 2023 is when the justice started to arrive.
That's crazy.
Staggering. Anyway, to get to today's news, just before 1 a.m. yesterday morning, there was a confirmed firearm incident involving 2 potential suspects outside a Paget residence. Now, a BPS rep, shared that detectives are investigating the incident that took place at 12:55 a.m. on Tuesday morning outside a Tribe Road number 5 Paget home. Forensic evidence collected at the location confirmed that a firearm had been discharged. Thankfully, there were no reported injuries. The 2 potential suspects were traveling together on a motorcycle in the area, and residents who live along Tribe Road number 5 or anyone else with any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, are urged to share it with DI Jason Smith on 717-0864 or jsmith2 at bps.bm or provide an anonymous tip through crimestoppers.bm. Now, in other BPS blotter news, officers seized a quantity of heroin, cash, and drug paraphernalia in an exercise that led to the arrest of 3 people. The seizure took place over the weekend during Operation Holly, involving officers from the Drug Unit, Tactical Department, and Criminal Investigation Unit. Now, this is significant since officers found the suspected presence of heroin laced with fentanyl, which, as you'll recall, we talked about last week, led to 3 recent ODs that ended in emergency hospitalization. Just so we're clear, and I'm going to keep repeating this whenever possible to demonstrate just how serious this stuff is.
5% of the 93,000 drug-related deaths last year were attributed to illegal fentanyl. It's smuggled into the U.S. mainly from Mexico, hidden in tires, trucks, even loads of frozen fish. In Laredo, Texas, seizures at the border are up 1,500% this year.
We're seeing them in very small packages, which makes it even more challenging for our workforce to interdict.
The cartels lace drugs like cocaine and heroin with fentanyl.
Wow.
Yeah, it's serious. Now, this in much more positive news, this year's Skyport Magic Mile is going to be a great event for Bermuda's athletes and community in general. And this is coming from lead sponsor Rep Ciera Burgess from OneCom during a press event yesterday, as captured by the great folks at Burn News.
Determination and excitement on the kids' faces as they race, accompanied by their loved ones, epitomizes the spirit of unity and joy that defines the Magic Mile. The OneCom Family Zone is a new addition this year, and it's something that we at One Communication are incredibly excited about. With free face painted, exciting giveaways, including pom-poms to share on the kids, and a cotton candy treat, we aim to create lasting memories for all attendees.
Now, in other kind of surprising news, there's one thing in Bermuda that has not gotten more expensive in decades. Any idea what that would be?
One thing that hasn't gotten more expensive in Bermuda in decades.
Yeah, in 2 generations, actually.
Dying?
No, that's gotten expensive.
Actually, that's got more expensive. Like funeral homes, they have raised their rates, you know. You're kind of close. Court service fees. However, the island's justice system will undergo a significant adjustment, raising fees for the first time in 60 years, which should generate an additional $750,000 per year annually. The new fee structure will impact proceedings in the lower and upper courts, including the Court of Appeal, with a particular emphasis on higher fees for commercial litigants. Now, this focus is intended to cover the cost of the judicial resources required by this type of case, ensuring that the cost burden is more fairly distributed among those who use the system most often. So it almost certainly is not going to affect you all that much, but, you know, it's a thing. So if you got a business, you're going to court, you're going to have to increase your budget for that. Now, finally, this is going back to UK a little bit. This is a weird one. British Airways is looking a little shaky. Not mechanically, more ethically. A BA supervisor is on the run in India from law enforcement officials, accused of organizing a £3 million immigration scam for around half a decade, all from his Heathrow check-in desk. The 24-year-old suspect who worked at Terminal 5, maybe some of you or your family and friends were served by this guy when you went to and from London. He charged customers £25,000 a pop to fly across the BA network without the necessary visa. Basically, he got clients, most of them from India, to fly to the UK on a temporary visitor visa where he set them up on the low to take off to another destination that they couldn't reach from their home country in the first place. That's wild to me. Like, this dude.
How long was he doing it for?
Years. He was doing it for 5 years.
You know, I remember when I was young and someone telling me, is there any cheating if you got caught, right? I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but the brother he was doing a thing and he got caught, you know.
He had a whole business.
Yeah, like, I mean,
yeah.
What they say, stop while you're ahead. That's what he forgot to do.
Right. Apparently, he had like a series of Instagram accounts that were populated in India in particular, advertising the service. Like telling people, look, you want to come to the UK? Visa schmeeza. Just hit me up. Send me a DM. We'll work it all out. That's
you know what though? And this, I'm not hating on the like thieves and the cheaters in life, but they really piss me off because I'm out here busting my ass trying to do everything based on the law and these, you know what I'm saying? And then there's people that don't get caught. I'm like, I just want to throw eggs at you. But anyway, what's the weather looking like?
It's looking pretty good for the next 72 hours or so. Not a lot of rain, comfortable breezes, relatively calm seas, stuff like that. The only thing you got to worry about for the next 3 days are the air temps. They're going to stay under 60 degrees in the evenings between now and the end of the week. So keep your heaters out. You're going to need them. It doesn't make sense. Anybody that says climate change ain't real, it doesn't have a working nervous system. Like this is different. This is not like it used to be back in the day.
Maya, you got days of the year for us?
Yes, I do have days of the year. Do you want to pick one? Or you want me to pick one?
Give them to me. Give it to it. Let Tayo and I pick. Let's go. All
right. So we got National Pink Day. We got National Chocolate Souffle Day. National Tooth Fairy Day. Inconvenience Yourself Day. National Floral Design Day. National Public Sleepy Day. And I'll throw in one more. National Cornish Pastry Week.
What you gonna say?
Inconvenience Yourself Day. I have no idea what that could be.
All right. Inconvenience Yourself Day. Extending a hand when needed, embodying kindness, and making a positive impact on someone's life can ignite a chain of compassion that, just goes throughout the whole entire community. So do you know those days when you just can't be bothered to get out of bed, brush your teeth, or go anywhere at all? Well, Inconvenience Yourself Day is not one of those types of days. So put on that happy face, then go out there and be nice, just for the sake of making a delightful difference in the world.
So just be like me every day, everybody. Yeah, be like me.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem accurate.
Yeah, be like me. Ghost make us smile. I don't know why people keep telling me smile more, but Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, "Don't forget your joke, Jamal." So
come on, Charles.
Thank
seriously,
you, Charles.
Charles, so in my book now.
Before we go for break, I might as well, make Charles and everybody else happy. So, all right, here we go. Here's your joke of the day.
Where's my pen?
What's black, white, and red all over?
Oh God!
The newspaper.
Yes. You got it. Just for that, you got another one. Hold on. All right.
Newspapers aren't even black and white anymore. It's got a lot of colors. But
who is the strongest thief?
Who's the strongest thief?
Yeah. So I wish I had some AI right now. I can ask them. They'll tell me.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
A shoplifter. You get it? You gotta lift it, right? You got. Tayo, we'll see you later.
Your commercial.
Yeah.
All right.
Commercial.
Go commercial break. We got to get.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad.
Bye, Tayo.
Yeah.
See y'all Friday. Thank you.
See you Friday. All right.
Bye.
No sense of humor in here. We'll be right back.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's. so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Self.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Maya Palacio, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe on our website, dailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Before we bring our guest in, do us a favor. It costs you nothing. You know, they say you can support your friends, you can support your family, who are new businesses, small businesses, without spending $1. All it takes is something. That's time. So do us a favor, on whatever platform you're on, make sure you like, love, follow, but also share it, repost it, share it with your friends on WhatsApp. Just make sure you get the conversation out there amongst the community. All right? All right. Oh, without further ado, we've been talking about AI and technology. Oh, first off, thank you for being so gracious, Charles. He says you're welcome, Teo, Maya, and the audience. And Karen Simmons says thank you. Yes, yes, of course. I've got you guys. I got you. That joke was all for every last one of you. Yes, yes. You yeah. All right. Yeah, Charles, you're in her bed. Let's give a warm TH welcome to our guest for the day. We're discussing the Technology Leadership Forum. It's Ciera Fox.
Hey, what happened to the clap? Good morning.
What happened to the what? What happened, man?
The warm welcome that normally comes through.
You can't hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
You heard it, Ciera?
I didn't hear it. No, I didn't hear it either.
You don't hear it?
No, we were just talking about my first time on the show, and I can't even get a clap.
I'm not so sure why you guys can't hear it.
AI clap?
I can't even get an AI clap, Jamal. Come on.
Audience, can you not hear it? It's plays every day. It's playing. Audience, can you hear it? They can't hear it. I'm not sure why they can't hear it. Oh, okay. Well, the audience, they were definitely screaming for you just now, Ciera. I mean, I'm not sure what's happening this morning. Maybe some AI functioning going wrong.
Wow, that's how it goes with technology, right?
Yeah. Didn't come yesterday. You heard? Oh, wow. I don't know what's happening. I just played the siren noise too. Well, Ciera,
it's technology right on brand.
Yeah. My apologies that you couldn't hear it, and it's just coming through my ears. But thank you for doing this. It's very early, so we appreciate anyone who comes by. Yeah. So, oh wow, she said very early, but we're lucky to have you. Tell us a bit about, before we get into the Technology Leadership Forum, just tell us a bit about yourself and what it is that you actually do.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ciera Fox. I currently work for the government of Bermuda in IDT. I am a board member of the Technology Leadership Forum, and also I'm an alumni. I graduated from the TLF program in 2014. I'm a business process analyst within the government, so just trying to reduce the amounts of paper that we're pushing. So this conversation was very spot on.
Well, when we discussed it, we didn't know that you work for government.
No, I didn't tell you. Right, I didn't tell you.
Yeah, so apologies if it caused any friction before the conversation. Yeah. Maya, why you didn't tell me? But
just a little bit. But no, I think that the conversation definitely needs to be had, and it's good that your audience sees it as well. My contribution would have been just what Miss D. Shields, I think it was, said about efficiencies. I was listening backstage just to help with the efficiencies, because a lot of the government systems are not linked together. So I remember it was a time where you had to pay in one building and go get whatever you needed in another building. So like just reducing efficiencies like that, I think it would be much helpful. And also, like, I think everybody commented on everything. Like, it's not really a loss of jobs. It's changing the skill set. I agree with that. So yeah, I think it was a good conversation this morning.
Thank you. I'm glad you approve and you're not mad at us.
No.
How about, before we get in it, we're going to have a conversation this morning. So how about my idea? You didn't like my customs idea?
Customs.
I was saying,
yes. But to that point, like, you still need somebody to kind of review, right? To say, so that wasn't a loss of jobs. So that was my contribution to that point. Like, no, I agree. Like, if I can pay everything and just get my bags and go and not be harassed on the way out, lovely. But, somebody still needs to review something. So it's not really a loss of jobs, just a change in skill set.
Indeed. And just have a little machine, put the bag through, make sure it's no weapons or, drugs or whatever, and we're good. But I think, I love the conversation because, as you said just now, and I will continue to restate, technology does not have to eliminate jobs. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's about, shifting, right? Shifting. And using, like, if you were a bartender and you're not allowed to, use that skill to go become a liquor sales rep or something like that. So I think what they call it, something about skill, the company.
Well, actually, can I get you to answer the question that we had this morning?
I did the efficiencies. That's basically, like, everything that, like I said, I think her name was Miss Anika DeShields, whatever she said, that was my literal answer for everything.
Okay.
Like, just the efficiencies, improving the efficiencies of government. And, it could reduce the amount of time that it takes to, like, I think Misha said it also, like, review documents, because everybody touched on everything. So there's nothing else in my brain that I could have contributed additionally, but I think it was all touched on.
Okay, we just have one request. Please don't ever link parking tickets to car or driving. Stop parking illegally, you lot. So let's talk about what is the Technology Leadership Forum?
So the Technology Leadership Forum is a 12-week intense, I will say intense, emphasis on intense, internship program over the summer. So the students are with us for 12 weeks. And then there are different things that they need to complete during those 12 weeks. So they have a project that they need to complete within the 12 weeks. It's actually a paid internship. So you're working a job 9 to 5. And then also you have tests that you need to pass. So for 1 week, so 12 weeks is 3 months. So for 1 week of the 3 months, you're actually taken out of your job setting and you're put in a classroom setting. And you have industry professionals come through and basically teach you about what they do for work. And so I think that is, for me, it was very helpful for me because I wanted to do, I didn't know what I wanted to do in IT, to be honest. But after doing the technology leadership forum, I was open and to just the different assets of IT, just the different industries that you can go into. So and then after that week, I know they also do soft skills. So it's like resume writing, time management, customer service, all of that as well. So the internship is very important, and I think it creates a very well-rounded IT professional.
Okay, and in addition to that, I mean, what can those who participate expect to take away from it? Like, in terms of job opportunities and like.
For me, it was networking. The IT industry in Bermuda is really small in the sense of like the IT community, not the industry, but the community is very small. And I can always give an example of like when I completed the program in 2014, and that was, I went back to do my master's. So in between getting my master's degree, I didn't have a job. But I reached out to the Technology Leadership Forum and I was like, hey, I'm back for the summer. I need to work because I got to finish these 2 master's degrees. And at that time, they had more sponsors than they had students. So I was able to go to a sponsor company and get a job. So if I didn't have that network and if I didn't do well when I graduated to have people vouch for me, then, I probably wouldn't have had a job. Or I would have been doing something not in my field.
Nice. All right. So who's like the ideal candidate for the internship?
So we look for students who have completed 1 year of university. So we know that, and we want you to have an interest in IT. That's pretty much it. Like study in IT and completed 1 year of university. It could be at
So,
Bermuda College, it could be overseas, doesn't matter.
okay, those are the requirements. So how can those who are interested apply, and when are the applications due?
So the applications are due on March 31st, and then you can apply at www.tlf.bm.
And are there any like specific projects or initiatives that interns will have the opportunity to like work on while in the program?
So while in the program, the interns actually choose their own project. So one of the requirements is for them to come up with an idea for an app or website or something technology related that could help Bermuda. And then it's decided on which project they'll go for. And then that's something that they have to work on, like I mentioned earlier, for the 12 weeks.
Interesting.
Talking about like an app that they might have to actually do within the program, has any app from the program been like used outside of it, like made in there and used outside of it?
Yeah, so the one that I recently remember, they created an app, which was a game that would generate money for Agape House to assist with their building, the renovations that they had coming up. So they created this app, and you had to pay for the app, and then the money went to Agape House. I'm not sure if it was taken up after the internship was completed, but I know that's something that they worked on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Remind the audience, if you have any questions or comments for Ciera, feel free to ask away, and we'll get through as many questions and comments as possible. Sorry, Maya.
No, you could. I'm curious to know, like, what advice would you give to other college students who, like, maybe want to get into the IT business of Bermuda? Like you said, it's kind of a small community. Like, what should they have to like be able to do? Like, what's like a little path that would help them like be successful in it?
I would actually just say like figure out what you like and what's your passion, because I actually started out college as a marketing major. And it was only because I knew I wasn't good at math, but I was a good writer. So I was like, oh, well, I could be a marketing major. You know, they don't have to do calculus and all this other maths. But then my first marketing class, I got a D. And after talking to somebody that was like, oh, well, what aspect of marketing do you want to go into? I was like, well, I don't know. But I was getting 98 in my computer classes. And I remember talking to my mama about doing the switch from marketing to computer information systems. And she was like, well, where are you going to work? And I said, well, I could work anywhere because everywhere has a computer. So that my thing would be to just find your passion within IT, if that's what you want to do. Because there's so many different avenues that you can explore. They have like security, there's networking, there's fixing computers, although some companies don't really fix computers anymore, they just end up buying new ones. But the networking space, their insurance and reinsurance, you have IT in that as well, like IT insurance, like cyber risk and all those things. So there are more avenues now than there was back in 2014 when I came through the program. But yeah, I feel like IT is here to stay, right? Like nobody's getting rid of their computers. Everything is really just enhancing and improving. So yeah, if you're looking to get into IT, I would suggest you do it. Like I know I'm not a network person. I'm not a type of person that will fix a computer or fix your network or troubleshoot anything like that. But I know I'm business minded and solutions minded, which is why I'm a business process analyst, to try and figure out how to be more efficient in the processes that are currently happening within an organization.
My hope is that this leads to better internet service for Bermudians, because that's something I'm complaining about all the time, like the internet providers in Bermuda. But I like how you just broke that down. So a lot of people don't know that was my first major in college, IT. And I told my mama, I don't think this for me. She said, why? Because I like talking too much to sit there and like be on trying to you're doing it. Like I need to talk to people. That was just me. Right? I'm not going to talk about my grades. Thank you for being courageous enough to show it. The D was a bit higher, but no, IT. There's so many different areas, right?
Yeah, and I actually started out in IT audit. That's where I started. So, and like you, I felt like it was mundane, it was repetitive, because you're asking for the same evidence, you're doing the same sort of analysis. And I remember thinking, like, I do not have 3 degrees to come back and be a robot. And so that was what interested me about the government, is that there are 70 plus departments. They all got different things going on. They all do, their own thing, really. So my work will be different from day to day.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
I want to know what the demographic is right now when it comes to the IT business in Bermuda. Not the demographic, sorry, the need for it. Like, is there a big need for IT in Bermuda still, like jobs to fill, and people should really be going down this path? Like, what's the job opportunities like in terms of value for Bermuda? Volume.
Well, as you know, Bermuda is more like we have a big international business industry, and I feel like that is an industry that will probably need more IT professionals. But you have to do your own research and see like what these different companies are interested in. Like, I know there's one company that does like cyber insurance and things like that, which is like new, right?
Yeah, that's new.
Let's go to the audience. We've got Kia Verne BDA. Do you feel that the systems we have in place in Bermuda have to be more stable before adding AI into it, as AI is still in its beginning stages?
Yeah, I agree. I think the whole infrastructure needs to be improved. Like, as we saw for America's Cup, like Bermuda looked lovely. Like, that was a great infrastructure that we had, but obviously it was brought in. So I definitely think we'd have to do some work to improve what we have now. Not to say it's completely horrible, but just to get to a better standard.
Okay, got you. We've got Mark Arthur C. Phillips. He's asking, what are your thoughts? Does the TLF give suggestions to the IT? He added something, department. He's got the part. You've confused me, Mark. But basically, do they give suggestions to the civil service?
No. So we're an internship program, and we are focused on developing the next best IT professionals. Okay. So we don't give advice to departments or anything.
Charles H. Jefferson II asking, what are your thoughts on IT certifications?
That's a good question. I don't have any, but I realize the value in them, because you can actually not have any degrees and get IT certifications and still be at the same level as somebody who's been to college for 7 years, or even get further ahead than somebody who's been to college and have these degrees. I think the certifications definitely keep you, I don't know, I'm 50-50, because I think the certifications keep you relevant and keep you up, abreast of what's going on. But I also think that sometimes these tests, like, it's like a standardized test, right? So it's like, does a standardized test really prove anything? But I definitely think that getting certifications could show future employers, potential employers, that you are up to date on what's happening.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's certifications that so many people get. They have to renew them because technology changes. Every 3 years, most of them, Cisco, the Microsoft ones. It's so many different ones. But like you said, it's one industry. It's one space where people literally don't have to go to college to make it in that space, right? The certifications.
And COVID said that we don't even have to leave our house. So you can get these certifications without even leaving your couch. You don't even have to put on real clothes. And and still make it. And I'm realizing now that like a lot of tech jobs like elsewhere they're booming.
I think the most curious thing for me when it comes to technology and tech is how as we got older, I always use the example of my nana when I was in Huntsville when I first moved to the US to go to school. That's when they had the machine, like you used to give your card to the cashier, but that was when they had the machine and you put it in yourself and you press your numbers and whatnot. She weren't on with that, right? And I always wonder how people in technology evolve to stay up to date, where they just don't get tired and be like, look, this is too much at this point, because it happens to regular people. Like, is that a concern in that space? It's I don't know. It's interesting because it happens.
Yeah, I was surprised not too long ago. Harbor Master was still using that paper, and they just swiped your card across.
Wow.
But yeah, but people get stuck in their ways, right? And they like to do what's comfortable. And that's another issue with, not an issue, but it's another stifling thing for progression where people, they don't want to change. They're so used to doing things ABC, they don't want to do CEA or whatever. They just want to do what they do and keep it moving.
Technology is scary, though. I mean,
I agree.
Scary, and I think that's a reality that most people have. It's a feeling they have, and it's why they often stand back. But just remind people, March 31st. That's the date. Sign up.
March 31st. Yeah.
Learn more.
TLF.bm.
All right, that's simple. TLF.bm.
TLF.bm.
Ciera, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming by so early.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure that we have that. Let me see. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Yeah, nice.
Yes, thank you.
It was a quick technology fix while you were talking. Yeah. We will give her flowers as she leaves. But Ciera, thank you, and
thank you.
Yeah, please keep us up
Thank
to
you.
Any technology shifts. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Talk soon. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
All right, Ciera Fox, folks, the Technology Leadership Forum. I don't consider myself techie. I'm not going to share too much, but Maya, likes to laugh at me when I don't, do something. Well, she laughs at Larry a bit more than me because he don't get stuff either. But she has fun at our expense when it comes to this new stuff. And I guess I'm going 40, so it comes with the territory. But I think that's, I wouldn't say the scary thing for me, but it's something that concerns me most. How quickly technology moves. I should have asked Ciera just now as well. Like, maybe there should be some stuff like this for older people, because as technology changes, you know what I'm saying? I think we forget about older generations who need to know things, right?
Yeah, or even like persons who've been incarcerated for so long and then they come out. Because I remember helping a gentleman once try to figure out how to text on his flip phone. He was like, I was just locked up and now I'm like, okay. So I'm like trying to help him. So it's things like that too. People need to know.
Yeah, she said backstage she agrees, need classes. All right, let's take this final break. Folks, don't go anywhere because if any of you beat Maya, you will get a prize. But in the meantime, while we're at break, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this important conversation with Ciera Fox so that we can get as many people at least applying so that we can make sure that we have no more cyber attacks, if you get what I'm saying.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Let's kick it off in the footwear department. When it comes to footwear, we carry functional, comfortable, orthopedic, and waterproof shoes. We have construction shoes, golf shoes, shoes for walking, shoes for boating. We even have shoes for pickleball. We have shoes for everyone. With brands by Skechers, Atrax, Propay, Easy Street, Nursemates, Clogs, Avenger, Cherokee, Cat, Frog Talks, and DeWalt. The list goes on. Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Here with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time? Speaking of stylish, we also have top-quality running, walking, and workout apparel by Skechers in a variety of sizes for men and women. Cool, breathable, and dry. With our wide selection of Skechers footwear, you'll look great before, during, and after your workout. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
You'll be surprised at everything we have to offer at our huge new retail and wholesale location on Bakery Lane.
All right. Thanks again to Ciera Fox and the Technology Leadership Forum for joining us today. Again, folks, if you appreciated the conversation, found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Maya Palacio, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. She loves music, folks. It is music today. Here we go.
I'll be upset if I don't get it. Okay, go.
All right. The artist known as Cher made her big comeback in 1998 with what song, Maya?
Do you believe in love after life? Do you believe in? Oh my god!
Were you even in 1998? What year were you born?
97. But who doesn't know Cher? Come on. Do you believe in love after life?
You know Motown? You know anything about Motown?
Motown City? Is that what it's called?
Like Motown Records and Motown music?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they did some stuff with jazz music.
Let me ask her some Motown questions next time. Yeah, we got it with Motown, folks. Look, audience, we're gonna do something since no one got the answer and Maya got the answer today. We're gonna do a hashtag giveaway. So hashtag the Daily Hour. While Maya and I wrap it up, hashtag the Daily Hour right now. Yeah, they're trying to keep you all from being eligible. So who's going to join Stacey Ann Brown with hashtag the Daily Hour? All right, so hashtag the Daily Hour. Maya, let's wrap up today's conversation. What are your final thoughts on AI, technology, government, and then obviously the conversation with Ciera?
So I'm gonna start off with a conversation with Ciera. I think it's very vital that we actually get applicants for this because it's a growing field, it's a growing industry, and AI seems to be something that we can't escape from no matter how much people even want to, but we've had it for so long. It just feels a lot scarier now, especially with everything that can be done with it and things just keep progressing. So get people to apply, definitely. I enjoyed what she had to say about the fact and agreeing that we do need classes for it outside of it too. And just the general conversation about AI, let's keep talking about it and keep learning about it because it's going to approach us. It's going to happen to us. So you can either be left behind or you can jump on board.
Yeah. Technology is a scary thing, as I said. It's a scary thing. My hope is that enough of us remain interested to ensure that collectively we don't fall behind. I am grateful for things like the Technology Leadership Forum that give young people an opportunity to embrace it, to learn it, and to learn it in a way that's going to improve their lives and the people around them. However, I hope, and I really do hope, that there are these kind of offerings for older people so that they too don't fall behind, because it's nothing like, think about it. You have some elderly people that honestly, they just want to go to the bank to cash their check or pick up money. They don't want to use an ATM. They don't want to go and transfer online, right? So I think having spaces where we can teach them and make them feel at ease, because technology is not slowing down. That's the reality of it. It's not slowing down. So no, I appreciate it for what it's worth. And as we said earlier, I just hope that as technology evolves, we continue to ensure that it's used for the greater good and not evil or bad. All right, let's do this hashtag giveaway thing, since Maya wanted to be like that, and see who's gonna be the second person to enter with Stacey Ann Brown this week. Let's go. You hear the drum roll, right?
Yes, we heard it.
That timing's always off, isn't it? Roselda Severin, congratulations. You, Roselda Severin, will enter the draw with Stacey Ann Brown for this week's prize. Congratulations to you. Maya, do you have any daily inspiration for us?
I do not have a daily inspiration for you.
Okay. Well, you know what we'll do is, should we give another joke? No?
Okay, how about I want to inspire everyone to watch the game today, Bermuda versus Jamaica, for the under-20 men's football team. So let's give them a lot of inspiration that they win this game. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you one of these. I'll give you this quote.
Okay.
You can never plan the future by the past. Edmund Burke. That is the quote of the day, actually quote of the day on Brandy Quote. So that's your daily inspiration. And folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic. to continue to do our part to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Maya Palacio. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. And make sure you like, love, and share this conversation. We are is out. Peace.